Climate change is one of the biggest issues facing our generation today. And while there are many approaches to slowing climate change, this process can actually stop it. Hi, my name is Kevin Miklos, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about biochar. So what is biochar? Biochar is any biomass that has been baked in the absence of oxygen. And so there's two important things here. First we have to get the biomass up to a high temperature, and second, we have to make sure that it doesn't burn by keeping oxygen away from it. Next, the definition of biochar. Biochar is a solid material obtained from thermochemical conversion of biomass in an oxygen-limited environment. In addition, to be recognized as biochar, the material has to pass a number of material property definitions that relate both its values and its safety. Now I would like to talk a little bit about the history of biochar. So biochar dates back 2,000 years to the Amazon basin. So in this picture, you can see on the right, there's a normal picture of a jungle type soil, and it's very clayey. It's not very good for growing crops or things. And on the left, we have biochar amended soil, which is actually referred to as terra preta in the Amazon because that's where the Portuguese first found it, and that's what they named it. Soil scientists have theorized that the ancient Amazonians used a slash and char method. So basically they went through the jungle, cut down a bunch of the vegetation, and then covered it over with dirt and other things, and let it burn and smolder. And this led to a bunch of the biochar that you can see actually melding itself into the soil and making it much more fertile for better growth. Next, we have the benefits of biochar, and you can kind of see this picture here has a description of all of the benefits in the different regions of the ecosystem. So first, it has decreased nutrient runoff, and this is because the biochar has a ton of crevices and tunnels and holes in it that absorbs and keeps all of those nutrients in the biochar. It also increases soil carbon because biochar is basically just carbon. So when you add biochar to the soil, it increases the carbon in the soil. It also increases soil fertility. This is done in a bunch of different ways through the increased carbon, the increased nutrient retention. It's also done because it improves the atmosphere for microorganisms and other things that are they coexist with plants and actually help them grow. You can also see biochar reduces odor. This is done because biochar is basically just like activated charcoal that absorbs all of the things that are right next to it or go through it, so it reduces the odor. It's also carbon negative because if you look at the carbon life cycle, when you make biochar, it takes carbon out of the carbon life cycle because instead of trees and vegetation taking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and then decaying or dying and releasing it again, we're actually putting it into our soil. Again, we have reduced methane soil emissions, reduced N2O soil emissions. These are because biochar it absorbs way more things than it will let go. And it's a great for carbon capture. Here's my bibliography. Thanks very much.